Hello and welcome in. I'm going to call this series The Destructive Emotion of Jealousy, a story time. And this is going to be part one because I have so many other examples to share that have taken place throughout my lifetime. And I not only want you to enjoy the story time and gain insight from it, but I also want you to share, have you been in a similar situation, or even what you would have done if you had experienced this instance. All right, so let's jump right in. I'll start off by saying that I work in the virtual world. So I'm a life coach. I coach virtually, and I left the public sector. So I'm no longer dealing with the public on an everyday basis. So my interactions with the public are very few and far in between. I shop online, I work online, and the only time that I'm really in the presence of people is when I choose to be. Choose to go out and have a good time, when I choose to patronize certain places and I go there. And needless to say, that's exactly how I like it. Because one thing I say about working in corporate or in the public sector, you're basically thrown into the lion's den with a bunch of people, and you're forced to get along with them for the sake of your job. And that's okay. That's okay. But when you're in those predicaments, you're going to experience different personalities, and some of those personalities are going to be jealousy and envy and hate, unwarranted, for no apparent reason. I've experienced jealousy in the workplace, I've experienced jealousy in school, and I've experienced jealousy just out in the public in my interactions with society. So I wanted to do this series so that you could relate. It's good to hear about, well, it's not good that it's happening, but it's good to hear other people's stories that you can relate to, because it makes it real. And it's good to know sometimes that you're not just tripping, or, it's good to know that you're not singled out. Other people experience these things, so you're never alone. That's what I'm getting at. It's good to know that you're not alone. You're actually in good company. So this past weekend, I just got back from out of town, and I was still in a relaxed mode. So, I wanted to keep up the momentum and go to a spa. So I called up a few of my family members and asked them if they would like to go to the spa with me. I was going to the spa, and I said, hey, if you want to join me, this is where I'll be. So they agreed, met me at the spa. It was a spa that I always frequent. I love it there. Not going to say the name of it because I don't want to give them, it's not that I don't want to give them good promotion or bad promotion, but I just don't want to promote them when I'm not getting paid to, period. So I went to this particular spa, and when I entered, I paid the money. It's a very expensive spa because you pay for quality. There's some other spas that I used to frequent, but once I found this one, I figured out this is the experience that I like to have. It's nice and quiet. It's always clean. They have good drinks. So that's where I choose to go. And I just pay a little more. So paid my money. We entered, me and my family members, we entered the spa. And as always, the attendants were very, very nice. They welcomed us into the spa. They told us where everything goes. Nice, warm welcome, which is the quality and service that you pay for. So anyway, we entered the spa. When I entered on the women's side of the spa, When you get to that particular side of the spa, the attendant lets you know this is where you can store your shoes. So on this particular day, the attendant told us we are running low on shoes, on flops. You know, the spa gives you complimentary flops to wear. So she said to us, we're running low on flops. So if you want to wear your own flops and you don't want to go barefoot, then I suggest you wear your own flops. And she was really nice and polite about it. Although I didn't like it, because I'm thinking to myself, a part of paying to get in the spa is paying to wear those complimentary flops. I didn't pay my money to walk around in my own flops, but some things are beyond your control. So I said, okay, well, I'll just keep my flops on. You know, she was very nice. And this was the first time that I had been to the spa on a Saturday. I usually go during the week because I figure it'll be less crowded. But on this particular day, I didn't care that it was a Saturday. I just wanted to spend my weekend at the spa. So I said, okay, well, now I know, noted for the future, this is what you get when you come on the weekends. You know, they're filled to capacity. They may be running out of supplies. So no problem. I kept my own flops on. So when I walked onto the side where you store your belongings, I had my flops on, my own flops, and I had my clothes in hand. When I got on that side, I looked behind the counter and I saw that actually there was a full supply of complimentary flops. So immediately I got excited and said, oh, okay, well, maybe she thought they were out of flops, but they're really not. So I'm going to stand here and wait until the lady who works behind this counter comes, and I'm going to let her know that I need my pair of complimentary flops. So as I stood there were 3 other girls who had came with each other. I guess they were friends or cousins or whatever. But those girls were standing there beside me, and they must have been told the same thing, that, you know, they were running low on flops, so they should wear their own. So they had their own flops on too. And about the time that I noticed that the complimentary flops were back there and fully stocked, they did too. So one of them went and grabbed a pair from behind the counter. And the other 2 stood there and they said to her, they said, girl, you're not supposed to go behind that counter and grab them flops. You're supposed to wait for the lady to come give them to you. And she didn't care. She was like, I don't care. I'm going to get my size and I'm going to get. So at that exact moment, the lady who was working behind the counter came. She came and she saw the girl getting the flops from behind the counter, and she didn't say anything to her. She just kind of looked. And her friend, the girl's friends were like, girl, you know you weren't supposed to do that. She was like, I don't care. And the attendant was like, I was supposed to get that for you, but that's okay. And she gave the other 2 some flops. She asked what size they wore, and she handed them the flops. And they were like, okay, thanks. And they walked off. So again, I'm very observant. I noticed that these girls, you know, they weren't really friendly looking. They didn't have smiles on their face. That's all I could see, is that they, you know, weren't very friendly looking. So they got the flops, they got their size flops, and they walked off to go put their things in the locker. Now, I'm very aware. Like I said, I noticed that the girls did not have smiles on their faces. They looked to be about business. Now, one thing about me is I had just said this on my vacation because of something else that had happened on the vacation. I said, people are constantly looking at you or watching you and sizing you up to see how they can get over on you, or how they can act towards you. So I'm saying this because, like I said, a group of girls like that, you know, without smiles on their face, don't look very friendly. One is doing what she want to do and going behind the counter. You know, one would think, okay, they not to be messed with. So I can only assume that that is why the attendant, the lady behind the counter, just went ahead. She didn't say anything. She gave them their flops, let them go on about their merry way. And then here's me. I'm standing there with a smile on my face because that's me. And that's my mistake for always smiling. I'll talk about that later because that's just me. Especially if I'm in a good mood, I'm with my family, we about to enjoy the spa. We had just finished talking. They had hit the corner with their own flops on, so they weren't standing there no more. So I still had my smile left on my face. So I'm standing there and I say to her, I said, I got my flops on, but I see you got enough flops back there. I said, so let me get a size 9 because that's my shoe size. I said, let me get a size 9. So she looked at me and she said, no, what you gonna do is wear them shoes that you got right there on your feet because we low on flops. So here I had watched this woman's demeanor change from docile, from dealing with those females before me, to trying to be intimidating towards me. Because why would you say that to somebody? Why would you say that to anybody? And let alone, why would you say that to a paying customer? So instantly, I wiped that smile off my face. And I said, I just paid my money like the rest of these people in here. I said it right in this voice. I said, I just paid my money like the rest of these people in here. So what you gonna do is you gonna give me them flops. So instantly, I believe that she saw I wasn't the one either. So then she hurried up and cut me off. And she said, well, we don't have that size. We don't have that. I said, well, you got a 10 back there. And she cut me off again. We don't have it. I said, well, you got an 8.5. I said, you got an 8. I said, whatever you got back there, that's what I want to wear because I don't want to wear my flops. I said, and I paid my money like everybody else to get in here and get me some complimentary flops. You got plenty. And she said, well, we're running low. I said, that's not my problem. Now, the next thing, so she slid me a size 8. She said, that's a size 8. I said, that'll work. Because the next thing I was going to do is I was going to walk behind the counter and I was going to start grabbing pairs of flops to try on to see which size fit my foot. Because don't play with me and don't try to play me. Now, see, what happened in that instant is someone tried to size me up. She was friendly with the females who look like they don't play, but then she sees a female who has a smile on her face. And she figured, oh, I can play with this one. Oh, I can get off on this one. That's what it is. She thought she can get one off on me. Basically, she thought she was going to sun me. But you're not going to sun me. Baby, I may have a very friendly face. And I am, I guess you would consider a friendly person. But all of that changes when I feel like you're trying to take advantage of me. Because that's one thing that I don't do. I don't back down. So what did she expect me to do in that moment? Was I supposed to cower down? Did she expect me to cower down and say, oh, okay, okay, you're running low on flops. I'll wear my own flops. Hell no. You got a full supply of flops back there. Whoever comes to this spot after me, that's on them if they don't have no flops to wear. Look, At one point, I thought I was too late to get some flops. But apparently, I'm right on time. So if they too late to get the flops, then that's on them. But my point that I want to drive home is that it's an intimidation tactic. People do that to people that they feel like they can get over on. Now, she didn't do it to the other group of girls. It may have been because it was 3 of them and they had numbers and it was 1 of me. But from my experience with jealousy and envy and intimidation, I'll tell you exactly what it was. She looked at those 3 girls and she didn't want to get cussed out. Okay? Because they looked like they would straight up cuss you out. Good for them. She looked at me and she thought, oh yeah, I could son her. I could son her. But she learned quick. That's not the case either. Because I went toe to toe. I went back and forth with her. It's no need to always curse people out. It has its moments. It does. It does. I'm one coach that's going to sit here and tell you, sometimes you got to. But you don't have to in every single situation. When she slid me those shoes, she then had a smile on her face. Almost as if, oh, I'm just playing. She said, when she slid, she said, here's a size 8. That's when she gave me a smile. But by then I wasn't smiling because I'm not playing no more. Like, no, you didn't just try to play me. And these are the experiences that women especially tend to go through when they encounter other jealous women. Now, she had only seen me for probably 1 second. But in that second, she sized me up. She probably was already mad that she was at work. And here she sees someone who is having an enjoyable experience, about to relax, who's not at work. So she got mad and she wanted to take it out on someone, but she picked and chose exactly who she wanted to take it out on. Because truly, if it was not jealousy or her being scared, then she also would have told those other 3 girls, you're going to have to wear your own slippers. And it's not even, okay, let's say that she did want to hold on to the slippers because they were running low. Okay, she could have said it politely to those 3. Well, hey, we really would recommend that you wear your own slippers because we're running out. Now, if she had said that to me, I would have still battled her and I would have said, no, that's not what you do. I paid to get in here. I see the slippers. I want the slippers. Those slippers belong to me at this moment. I don't have anything to do with who comes in after me and whether they receive slippers or not. If the slippers are ran out by the time they get here, then that's just too bad for them. That's what I would have battled that with. But if she had have said it nicely, it wouldn't have implicated that there was any type of jealousy and envy present. And she could have said that, like I said, to those 3 females. But she didn't say that at all. She just chose to say it to me. And as you could hear from what I tell you, she said it in the most nastiest way. Why would you do that? That was so uncalled for. You don't talk to me like I'm some child. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say you have to always watch your own back, because people are constantly sizing you up. They are constantly sizing you up. Now, did she expect me to cower down and, cry or be intimidated by her and walk off with my own flops on? Probably. But also, some people like that expect you to bust back at them so that they can hit you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I had came back with, who you think you talking to like that? I'm not your child. If I had came back with that, then that would have took the exchange a whole nother route. Because this female looked like she could go too. So she may have said back to me, I'm talking to you. At that moment, it's no longer about the flops. It's about who you think you're talking to. I'm talking to you. But what you going to do? One thing leads to another. See, sometimes people will try to take you there because they want to put hands on you. They see you. They're jealous of you. They want what you have. And they can't do anything about it. So the only thing they could do is try to bring harm your way. So you see what I'm saying? She was looking for either of those. Either she was looking to intimidate me and make me upset, or she was looking to escalate me. Either way, she was trying to get a hit off me. Like I was a blunt. You know what I'm saying? She probably was mad that she was at work and I was out enjoying myself. I looked friendly enough. I looked pushover enough. So she tried it. But unfortunately for her, I wasn't that one. Or the two, or the three, or the four. There's a saying to never make the mistake of assuming the person of peace is unskilled at war. And I cannot agree any more. Of course, I went to the manager. I'm very skilled at war. Going to the manager, okay? Telling the manager about my poor experience with this ghetto individual. I got a discount and I was issued an apology. I gave her name because I got it from her name tag. And I am also currently in contact with corporate. You see, when people do these types of things, they expect to chip away at your happiness. They try to break the spirit of others so they can feel better about their miserable lives. But sometimes it backfires when you get that one. When you mess with the wrong one. Now, some may say, how do you know she has a miserable life? Well, do you think that somebody who's happy in their life or on their job are going to talk to somebody that way? No, never, never, never. And I'll go further to say, unfortunately, she was a black woman. I am a black woman. Why are we doing that to each other? Specifically, when I also saw her. Now, let's fast forward. I was enjoying my time in the spa, getting something to eat. Okay, she walked by. I told my family members, there she go right there. Of course, they wanted to say something to her, but I said, don't say nothing. I already handled it. We watched her as other women of another race, I don't even have to say what race, walked by her. She moved out of their way. She smiled in their face. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, excuse me. Her whole demeanor was different with them. So I told my family members, I said, you see that? You see that? You see how some of us do each other? Now look at that. They bumped into her and she's saying, excuse me. But down in the locker room, she wanted to go toe to toe with me over something stupid as a flip-flop that didn't even belong to her. It wasn't even about what she told me. It was about how she told me. It was the voice that she used. It was how she thought she was going to try to play in my face. That's what it's about. And it's messed up. And that right there lets me know what type of person she was. Y'all let me know what type of person y'all think she was in the comments. That tells me everything I need to know about her. Does she have a miserable life? Yes. Because she's code switching. She can't be happy. Because she acts one way with a certain type of person and a whole nother way with another type of person, which indicates that she thinks that they are better than her. Emphasis on the she thinks they are better than her. And more deserving of her politeness. That's a shame. It really is. I had someone tell me, why would you go to corporate? You already talked to the manager. Well, why? Because I'll forever do the most about my feelings and me. I don't play about me at all. I played about me for too long. I don't play no more. And I have the time on my hands. So if I have the time and I don't play about me, you're daggone right. I'm going to take it as far as I can. I deserve to be treated well when I step out, and especially when I pay my money for an experience. So when a spa or a place decides to hire someone like that, they need to know. They need to know exactly what's going on. Will she lose her job? I don't know. I don't care. But will her feathers be ruffled? Definitely. Because I know she didn't think that it was going to go this far. And here's some nuggets that I want to leave you with. Most people genuinely aren't good people or decent human beings. Some are, but most are not. And that is why you have to advocate for and speak up for yourself. Because oftentimes, no one else is going to do it. Also, life is to be lived, not suffered through. Sure, she wanted to give me a poor experience, but I'm not accepting that. I don't have to accept that, and I'm not gonna. Okay? If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. When you get nasty with me, I can get nasty right back with you if I choose to, or I can find other ways to combat your nastiness. I live a life of peace. So when I see that someone is trying to disrupt that peace, I put on the armor. And I protect myself. Point blank, period. So those are just some nuggets that I want you to take and keep in your head when anyone tries to give you an experience that you're not worthy of, that you don't deserve. I didn't deserve that. Actually, when I wasn't rude about it, I could have from jump went behind the counter when she wasn't over there and grabbed a pair of slippers. But no, what did I do? I looked and I said, oh, there's someone working here. I'll just wait until she comes. I had every right to grab them just like the other girl did and just walk off with them. But I know if I did that, she probably wouldn't have said anything. Another thing I thought about is Don't hurt yourself trying to hurt me. You see the friendly face and you think that you can say whatever you want to say, and I'm not going to say nothing back. Don't hurt yourself trying to hurt me. Because, see, now you've jeopardized your job and your stability and your income. And even if they don't take action against you, you know in the future, oh, maybe I should think twice before I try to come at people sideways. Because everybody not going to play them games with me. Being nice gets you disrespected often. In the comments, if you agree, let me know. Being nice gets you disrespected often. And rewinding to what I was saying happened when I was on my vacation, why I was just telling someone that people look at you to size you up to see what they can say to you and see if they can get away with it. I was at a presentation and, the guy had made a couple of jokes with me and I laughed and we exchanged, haha, hee hee, joke. And then he was like, can you take your glasses off so I can look in your eyes? And, that's a part of the sales presentation. I took the glasses off and I chuckled to myself and I said, I had these glasses on for the first 10 minutes of the presentation and he didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. Only after he saw that I was lighthearted and he could bust a couple of jokes with me is when he asked me if I could take the glasses off. And I know that that's a part of sales because I'm familiar with sales and marketing. But I said, if he hadn't got a smile out of me, he wouldn't ask me to take those glasses off. And I said, I bet you if it was someone who never cracked a smile, he would have never asked them to take their glasses off because he wouldn't have known where they were coming from. He would have probably felt, intimidated. And sure enough, there was another couple who I noticed the very next day who was sitting there. Both of them had on dark glasses. Neither one of them was smiling as we walked by. We went and we enjoyed our time and we came back. The couple was still sitting there and still had them glasses on. It was about 30 minutes later. So see, that's why I said people feel you out and they try to see what they can get away with. And sometimes being nice gets you overlooked and disrespected. So what could I have done differently in that situation? Well, I could have walked into the spa without a smile on my face. Now, my face probably looks friendly with or without a smile, but the smile is a direct giveaway sometimes. There's a YouTube channel, and I'm always put y'all on. There's a YouTube channel that I want you all to watch. It's called Your Level Up Guru. She breaks it down. And she talks a lot about how beautiful women have trouble with people because of other people's jealousy and envy. Her advice is spot on. I couldn't explain it any more perfectly than she's already done. So I'm not even going to try to. Just go check her channel out. And she actually talks about how you don't even owe people a smile. And that is so true. You don't. Now, I naturally, because it's in me, smile at people. And sometimes I have to catch myself because it invites sometimes the wrong attention in. It has its moments, but sometimes I have to purposefully wipe the smile off of my face because I said, okay, yeah, this is not the moment. So even though I was laughing in that moment when I walked into the spa and she sized me up, what if I had had a straight face? It probably, more than likely, wouldn't have happened. But it goes further on to say that people are not obligated to put up with you mistreating them as a result of you processing your trauma. Back in the day, before I graduated college and right when I graduated college. I worked in service jobs, and I would always have an end goal in mind. I knew that that job was just a stepping stone. Not to say that a service job is a bad job. It's a great job, especially when you're making tips. But at the same time, I always knew that I didn't want to do that forever. So I knew that that job was a stepping stone. So me knowing that this lady worked in a service job and probably was envious that I was one of the patrons enjoying the labor of her service job and I wasn't having to work. See, sometimes people don't like to see you being soft or being taken care of. And I could tell she was one of those. She looked older than me. She may not have been older than me, but that just proves my point even more. That maybe you live in a hard life and you don't want anyone around you living a soft life. Whereas though when I worked in service, I'm a whole different type of person. I don't try to harm people because I want what they have. If somebody has something that I want, that is inspiration to me. When I did work in service, I saw the people who were coming in there, enjoying themselves, living that soft life. And I said to myself, one day that's going to be me. I know that's right. That's exactly what I said when I saw them. I know that's right. One day that's going to be me. In fact, I want to know what she does so that I can do this. So I don't have to be behind here cleaning up. I'm trying to do what she's doing. But see, everybody don't think like that. So she saw someone being soft in a moment, enjoying themselves, and she wanted to lash out and let her anger out. Let her traumas out. But no, you cannot do that to people and expect them to put up with it and take it. Don't process your trauma on me. Do better. I said it once and I'll say it again. Intimidation is abuse. But see, I will forever irritate women like that because the same tactics that they use to try to make me feel intimidated, those tactics, the same ones that they try to use on other people, they don't work on me. They don't work on me because I can see straight through it. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to back down because I can see straight through it. Those intimidation tactics, they never have worked on me. I can remember being a little girl and feeling like if somebody don't like me, I don't like them. And that's just always been how I've carried myself. So I've never had someone be mean to me and me try to run behind them and figure out why and suck up to them and try to be more nice to them because they're being mean to me. I've never done that. It's just never been in me. And I noticed throughout the years that a lot of people do that. When people treat them mean, they're sitting back trying to figure out why. Why doesn't she like me? Why does she treat me? Why would she say that? Why? And in turn, they try to run up behind the person and, well, maybe if I'm nicer to them, then they'll like me. Not me. I don't care. I'm nice to you. And then if I see that you're not nice to me, I'm going to return that energy. I don't care why you don't like me. Good. Stand on it. And make sure you're exactly where you want to be. Stand on that. Because if you don't like me, I don't like you. Why don't you like her, Kay? Because she don't like me. No other reason. Secret animosity and outward animosity is the dark side of pretty privilege. When you move through life with confidence and you're beautiful and you know it, you get a lot. There's a lot that you gain. A lot of freebies, a lot of handouts, a lot of privilege, and a lot of favor. But the dark side is that those haters are waiting in the wings to see how they can attack or how they can chip away at that, at your confidence. It's an African proverb that says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. So see, that's why they try to chip away at your confidence, because once you've made an enemy with yourself, they in there. Once you start doubting yourself, they in there. Their tactics are working. But if you never doubt yourself and you just keep it in your mind, they projecting on me, that's their problem, not mine. The enemy is always going to be outside of you. And it could do no harm unless it can get in your head. So that's why you have to know that what they're doing is trying to affect you on the inside, which is in turn going to affect you. Cassandra Mack is another YouTube channel that I frequently watch. She has a lot of good episodes too that talks about that jealousy. And one of the titles of her podcast is Watch Out for People Who Get Their High Off of Making Others Feel Low. Look, before I even listened to it, the title alone spoke to me. The title alone. Because that's all you need right there. Watch out for those type of people. They're out there. And they're looking to have an effect on you. When you're a woman who's pretty and confident, it intimidates some people. Now, when I say pretty or beautiful, some people may think that I'm talking about a specific look. But if you are wise, you know that beauty is subjective, okay? It's not a specific look. When I talk about pretty and beautiful, I'm talking about a confidence that you carry about yourself, that people can see that you think you're beautiful. It's not about what anybody else thinks, because everybody's not going to be beautiful to everybody. My nose may be too flat for somebody's taste, but guess what? I love my nose. So when I walk into a room, I'm not sitting up there trying to hide my nose. I know it's beautiful. I like it. So that's what I mean when I say beauty and pretty and confidence intimidates some people. They know that you are happy with how you look and how you carry yourself. And it irritates their demons. They will do weird and unnecessary things and act weird towards you when you are straight up minding your business. And the things that they do may or may not surprise you. They don't surprise me. They never surprise me. I know I haven't seen it all, but I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. And that is why this is going to be a series, because some of these things that I talk about, you may be like, what? That happened to you? It did. And I clocked it. I peeped it early on. I know exactly what it was. Knew exactly what it was. And that is why I can go out here and experience these things, clock it for what it is, know exactly what it is, call it out, and not take it personal. And then come here and share it with you so that if you experience it, you'll too know that it is not a personal attack on you as a person. Don't take it personal. It is a projection. People look at you and see something that they can't have. You're minding your business, and here comes that person who wants to project and humble you and knock you down and drain you of your happiness just because they are not happy with themselves. It's really sad when you think about it, but I don't waste my time on feeling sorry for those type of people. I just make it a note to keep them far, far away from me. But as you see, they cannot be avoided because she was working in public service, dealing with the public. And what I don't like is that she's probably got nasty and rude with some people who have internalized that. Now, when I think about that, that could have ruined someone's day. They could have felt belittled or scared or just upset. Everybody is not built tough. And that's okay. Some people are soft because that's how they were raised. And that's the environment that they grew up with or that they grew up in. And when someone does something like that or says something like that to them, they don't know what else to do other than comply. The only reason that I battled her words and her attitude was because I'm not new to it. I've experienced it all my life. I grew up around people like that. Here you are in a spa in one of the most peaceful places that you can literally possibly be on earth. And here is a person trying to siphon your good energy. They either want to break you down or they want you to get loud with them. Now, somebody just told me that little saying, if you and a fool are arguing, people would look on and they wouldn't know which one is the fool because you're both getting loud. I don't know the exact saying, but in that moment, that would have been so true if I had have chose to go the route of cursing her out or getting loud with her. See, the difference was I got direct with her. She told me what I was going to do, and I told her what I was not going to do. But I said it in a very direct tone. I didn't even go the route of getting loud and rowdy and cursing her out, which is probably what she wanted. Wanted that. Either that or she just wanted to feel like she had intimidated someone. So she either wanted me to get loud or she wanted me to get quiet. But she got neither. She got handled. In the same manner that she tried to handle me, I handed her ass back to her. So it's just a wake-up call for women. You're going about your business. You're minding your business. You're tending to your business. You're just being great. You're being beautiful. You're being peaceful. You're just living in light and you have a glow about you, it's a wake-up call, a red flag, an alarm that is telling you, no matter what, they are always out there and you have to be ready for them. Don't be fearful. Just be ready. Now, when I walked away from that situation, I walked away still with a smile. You wouldn't even have known that something just transpired because I walked directly to finish off what I started, which was my spa experience. Wipe my hands clean as if it didn't happen until I spoke to the manager. Oh, because I was going to do that. No doubt about it. But I still enjoyed my time. So what she wanted to steal from me was my joy. But instead, what she did was push me towards my calling, because I knew exactly at that moment I wasn't going to fret. I just knew I'm going to have to share this story. This is going to be, I'm going to start a story time because, yeah, people need to hear about this. And it was just another notch on my belt, so to speak. I enjoyed my time at the spa, had a beautiful, relaxing time. Came home and decided to share this story with you all. I just want everyone to just woo-sigh. And if you are at a place of peace and you keep drama from your life, and here you have these randoms trying to drop it off in your face, I want you to stand up for yourself, stand up for what's right, and reflect on that African proverb. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. Y'all be safe.